guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. Well, I'm back with my last alternative card for my July monthly online card club. The card club, I'm featuring the Earthen Textures bundle, and I will show you everything that comes in this month's club in just a minute and explain to you how the club works. But for now, this is going to be my alternative. So what I do, I pick out one of the card kits, actually two of the card kits. If you want to see the first alternative card I did, you can click on the link that'll pop up at the top or down in the video description. You'll find it down there. And it was using the Darling Details bundle. So this one actually looks a lot different from the actual, my card for the club, because I had little pots on here. Couldn't do that with this set. I used the Nature's Prints stamp set as an alternative, and I'll show you how to do those here in a minute. As you can see, there are a couple die cuts here. These are part of the Earthen Textures bundle, but they are in the kit because I do all the die cutting for you on things that are not stamped. So those will be in the kit, and I decided to use those in the kit. So if you'd like to stamp along with me, just look down the video description below and click on that blog post link. There you'll find the supply list, and you'll also find all the dimensions to make this card. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. And first off, I will tell you about the card club. Okay, first off, I want to tell you how my monthly online card club works. My club is subscription-based, and it's $39.50 a month. You'll subscribe through PayPal, but you don't have to have a PayPal account to subscribe. You'll fill out the information asked for, like your name, email, credit card info, etc., and then PayPal will charge your card the same time every month until you cancel. Now, for your $39.50, you'll get around $25 worth of product, card kits for 6 cards, that's 2 each of 3 designs, an exclusive video tutorial for the 3 cards. The only people who will see this video are my club members and also my team members. And that's just a little perk I give my team members. And there's also an exclusive PDF for those same people. Only those people will see it. And the PDF will include the link to the exclusive video tutorial, links to both the alternative cards for that month, and this is one of those videos for this month, links to the supplies needed to make the cards, ink pads, tools, adhesive, etc., pictures of each card, a supply list for each card, and paper sizes for each card. And it also includes the shipping, and there is an optional add-on that is in addition to the $39.50, and you can pick either the stamp set or the bundle that's featured that month, and you will only pay for the stamp set or bundle. I'll pay the shipping and tax for you for the stamp set or the bundle, whichever one you pick out. So that's a savings of 18%. Now, this is only for my club members, so once you subscribe, then you'll be able to add that whatever I'm featuring this month. And this month, I'm featuring the Earthen Textures bundle, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. But I will always pay the shipping and tax for you. Now, you can cancel any time, but you do have to cancel before PayPal charges your card. Say you subscribe on the 5th of the month. You need to cancel before the 5th of the month. If you cancel on the 5th or after that, you'll still get that month's card club, and the next month will be canceled. If you stay in my club for 6 consecutive months, you'll get a $25 bonus in product from me. You'll receive your $25 bonus pack at the end of your 6th consecutive month, and the $25 is before shipping and tax, and I'll pay the shipping and tax for that too. Now, if you stay another 6 consecutive months, you get to choose up to $25 in product of your own for your bonus before the shipping and tax. Now, if you cancel and then start up again in the future, the 6-month countdown will start over again at 1. Okay, this month I'm doing the Earthen Textures bundle, like I said, and this is what comes in the club this month. You'll get a full roll of the natural wavy trim. This is not a full roll, but you'll have a full roll. A full pack of the brushed metallic Adhesive-Backed dots. These came out a year or 2 ago, but it just goes really good with the cards that I made. So you get a full pack of those, and you'll get a full pack of the Earthen Elegance DSP, Designer Series paper. So let me go ahead and open this up. I'm going to show you all the designs because they are so pretty. Now, what I do, I just take the pack and cut it in half. So you'll get 2 6-inch by 12-inch pieces. So this is one design, and here's the other side of the design. So you're going to get 2 of each. So it's actually a full sheet. There's that. Then we have this one with this side. There is this one and this side. This one, and a lot of these work really good with the pot dies, so you can make some really neat looking pots. And this one here. Then there's this one. I just love the designs and the colors in this. This makes really nice terracotta vases when you use this one. And this side. So that's everything you get for your $39.50 this month in July. And if you want to get this month's card club, you do need to subscribe by July 15th. So you've only got a few days left. So that's everything that comes with Get Plus. I almost forgot to show you this, the card kits. So these are the card kits. You get 2 of each. I do all the embossing and the die cutting of things that are not stamped. If they're stamped images, you'll have to fussy cut those out or use dies that you have on hand. So these are the 3 card kits. So that's everything you get for your $39.50. If you want to do an add-on, you can add on just the Earthen Texture stamp set, and this is $26. That's the total price. And you can get the whole bundle, which includes the dies. And here, let me show you what the dies look like, because they are really neat dies. They are right here. Now, I added the magnet sheet, so it actually comes on a piece of cardboard, but I added the magnet sheet for myself. But there's the whole bundle right there. And like I said, I do the die cutting for the card kits. Like when I use this one and this one and this one, those I die cut for you because they're not for stamped images, and this one. But these here are for stamped images, so you have to fussy cut those out. Okay, and you can get this whole bundle for $54.75, and that's the total. And remember, when you do the add-on, I pay the shipping and tax, so you save 18%. Okay, well, that's everything about the club. If you have any questions, you can either contact me, but there's also a link down below in the video description that you can click on my card club page there, that link, and you'll get all the information there. And when you're there, there's also a link to subscribe there. And you can also, after you subscribe, you can click on the add-on registration form link if you want to add on either the stamp set or the bundle. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with today's alternative card. Okay, here is the Nature's Prints stamp set, and it has a coordinating die set, and this is called the Natural Prints dies. You'll find both of these in the annual catalog. It is not a bundle anymore, so you have to purchase these separately if you want both of them. But the Nature's Prints, what I'm using this stamp here and this one here, and I'm also using the You're on My Mind. Now, if you really like this set, make sure you check out my online class I did a few weeks ago. It was a card class at home. I do those every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time as a live. And I'll put that in the video description too, a link to that. But you'll be able to see 3 more cards that I made with this set. So like I said, I use this stamp, and this stamp. And then the only dies I need this one, and I need this one. And I forgot one more. I need this label die. Okay, first off, I want to get some stamping done. So I'm grabbing a half sheet of Very Vanilla. When I make the card kits, any color that is used for the stamped images, I give a half sheet of the paper. That way, the people in my club have plenty of cardstock if they substitute with a different stamp set. And if they make little mistakes and things like that, more than likely they'll have some left over and they can use that on another card. And as you can see, I've already got a couple die cuts here because this is the piece I used to make my original card. So I'm going to grab this big one here. You can probably guess the ones I stamped. I'm going to be using Pretty Peacock. Let me ink this one up. That looks pretty good. I'll stamp this here. Hold it down for a few seconds. There we go. And then I'm going to grab Pecan Pie. This is one of the new colors. It's in the neutrals. And use this stamp. Let's see, let's do it this way. Okay. So I put this to the side because that's all I'm going to stamp on this one. And then this is a piece that was in the card kit. It's a crumb cake piece, and it's 4 by 2 3/4. I really don't need this big of a piece for my label, but since that's in the pack, that's why I'm using it. So I'm going to close that one up. I do need the Pretty Peacock still. So I'm going to use the greeting. You're on my mind. I'm going to stamp it here. I'm kind of putting it up a little higher and in the middle. That way I know it'll fit inside the die I'm using. So I'll put this to the side. And then I want to stamp the inside also. So let's go ahead and get all the stamping done. So in the kit, there are 2 pieces of crumb cake. There's one that's got some embossing done. This was done with one of the dies in the Earthen Textures dies. It doesn't die cut, it just embosses. But I'm going to be grabbing the one that does not have the embossing on it. I'm going to bring this image back in. And I'm not done with Pecan Pie. I forgot that. I'm going to grab my Pecan Pie. I am done with Pretty Peacock. I'll go ahead and put this on, and I'm only going to be stamping the top part here. I kind of want to make a little border down here on the bottom. It's okay if they intersect a little bit, and if they're not the same height. Like this one's a little shorter than that one. That actually makes it look a little more realistic. Now I think there's too much space right here. So I'm going to kind of angle this and put the top of that there. There, that kind of filled that in. That looks a lot better. So that is the inside of the card. So all of the stamping is done. Now it's time to get the die cutting machine out. Okay, I'm using my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So this piece is too big to fit in there. So I'm just going to cut a strip here. You know what? This might still be too wide. So yep, it is. So you know what? I'll take this and improvise, because I didn't want to get my big one out. So I'm just going to cut here. Now, if you have the big one out, just go ahead and use your big one, and you don't have to do all this extra cutting. But I wanted to make sure I could get it to fit. There we go. Guess I should have brought my big one out, but that's okay. So I'm going to bring in, this is my boho blue one. I love the boho blue one. And yes, this is still available. It's while supplies last. If you like this, make sure you check this out. Okay, I'm going to get my plates. I need the number 1 plate here, and then one of the cutting plates. Put this one here, and it'll just go right on here. We'll see if I can get both of these floral images. I may not be able to. Let's see, though. Put this here. I want to get that image centered in the opening. That looks pretty good. Maybe move this over just a little bit. I'm going to use 2 pieces of tape. Okay, that's not going to quite fit. So we'll go ahead, just put this on here. Bring this down. I've got this one done, so take this off. I love this image. It can be colored in if you want it to, but it looks so pretty even when it's not colored in. So there's that one. Get all these little pieces off because I don't want those in the way when I start die cutting my other pieces. Bring this back in. Put that base plate back down. Cutting plate. We'll bring this one in. Hopefully I've got this. Let me get this up. I just realized I wasn't in the screen. Sorry about that. Get this one lined up. That looks pretty good. Oops, not really. Let's bring it down here a little bit. I just realized I started seeing an image coming out the outside of it. We don't want that. They are much better. So I'm lining up the top and the sides. And I'm also looking down here to make sure this little V down here at the bottom is filled in. That way I know it's definitely centered right. I'm going to hurry up and put this through. And then we'll have one more thing to die cut. Bring this. There we go. And it even has little pieces that die cut the inside. Makes it look even better. Love our dies. Okay, now get this out of the way. The one last thing is that label. Get those little pieces off. So I'm going to bring this piece in. Here's the label. And it just fits, I know. I'm kind of looking at the "You're On," making sure that's centered with this circle part here. So it's kind of almost right up against it, the top of those letters, okay? And then the "My" looks like it's going to be cut off, but it's not going to be. It's going to be just fine. And I'm making sure it looks centered from here to here, and it does. Since this is centered, the "You're On," the rest of it should be too. I'm putting 2 pieces on here again because I want to make sure it doesn't move on one end on me. Put another cutting plate on top. Run this one through. And I really like this label. It doesn't just die cut, it also embosses a neat little edge around it. So let me get this off. There we go. Isn't that neat? I love, hopefully you can see that, but it's got a nice border going all the way around it. So I'm all done with the die cutting, so let's go ahead and finish this card. Okay, here's the card base. This is a piece of Pretty Peacock, 5.5 by 8.5. I will fold this in half, get those corners lined up. Oh, I forgot to grab my bone folder. There we go. I always like to use my bone folder because it makes a nicer crease than just my fingers. So there's the card base. So I'm going to put that to the side. Now I'm going to bring in a piece of Pretty Peacock. This is a 4 by 2¼ inch piece. And then this piece is from the Earthen Elegance DSP that's in the club, 4 inches by 2 inches. And this happens to be the same design. In my first alternative card, I used a different design. This one, I really like this design still with the card I was making. So I'm going to go ahead and put this across the center of that Pretty Peacock piece. There we go. And I find it's a little easier to line a shorter end up and then go across. So I'm kind of looking, hopefully my hand's probably in the way here. Let me get this centered a little better. So once I get this centered here, just kind of lays down. I still guide it some because it might move a little bit. But there we go. And it looks like I've got a little bit of paper hanging over the side. So I will turn that over and just put my scissors up against the cardstock edge and cut that DSP off. Okay, now I'm going to bring in that 4 by 5¼ inch piece of crumb cake that is embossed at the bottom. And this is just going to go right across, okay? So I'll put some adhesive on here. Once again, I think it's easier. I'm going to line the short end here. I know this is a long end, but this is a short end on the top piece. Put that right across. I'm looking at this to see if this looks about the same width, and it does. So there, I've got that all ready to go. Now I want to add some images here. I'm going to grab these 2 die cuts that are in the kit. These also came, this is from the Earthen Textures die set. These are from the Earthen Textures die set. And there are a couple other little things in the in the card kit that I did not use. But that's fine. I'm just using pieces that are in that card kit though. So let's grab these pieces here. I'm going to put this one so it's kind of angled like this. Now it can stay flat like this. I don't know if you can see there are little score lines in between each little blade. I don't really know what this is supposed to be. It looks like a fan. So what I'm going to do, I'm taking my thumbnail, too, to go along the score line to help it. When you first start, it's a little harder to fold. And then when you start getting with the bigger ones fold a lot easier. But I'm still using my thumbnail to help guide it. Once I get it started, then it folds just fine along that score line. So this is just going to give it a little bit of dimension, not too much. I'm okay with it flattening out a little bit again once I'm done. There we go. So that just kind of gives a 3D effect. Now while you're doing that, be really careful that you don't tear this off because it's pretty thin. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right here just on the bottom part of it, just there in the center. And I'm going to angle it like this. I'm going to have this top tip be close to the top of the DSP, and this is close to the edge of the piece. Lay this down. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to grab my silicone mat. And this is, since it's got pretty ornate looking, delicate looking actually is what I want to say, I'm going to turn it over. You can tell which side, this one's a little rougher, so I know that's going to be the back. I'm going to take my multi-purpose glue and just put a little glue, little dots along these bigger sections here in the center. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to bother doing the stem because it's pretty thin. But that looks like enough. If any of these globs are a little bit too fat, which a couple of them might be, I'm going to turn this over and just tap it very lightly on my silicone mat so some of it comes off. I've still got plenty of glue. That way it's not going to ooze out when I put it down, and this will dry later and I can peel it right off. So I'm going to put this one down here like so. Hold it down for a few seconds. That's the trick with the glue. You need to hold it down so it soaks into the cardstock and then it's attached really good. So we've got that there. Now I'm going to be putting this one down. Might as well bring this back in. You can use the multi-purpose glue. I'm just going to use my seal. And I'm going to put it about right here. That looks pretty good. And then last but not least, my favorite image in the Nature's Prints. I love this one. I'm going to put some adhesive on here just in the big areas because I don't want to have any showing in these openings here. Maybe another little piece up here at the top. And this one I like to angle the opposite direction of the others. And I think that looks pretty good. I'm just going to lay it down for a minute. Yep, that's fine. So now I'm going to push it down all the way. I'm going to bring in my label, and I'm going to use black dimensionals too, because this is kind of dark cardstock. Put these across here like so. And you know what I'm going to do before I put this on? I'm going to turn this over. I think it's a little easier to put a layer on before you start putting dimensionalized things or popped up things. Oh, get this going again. There we go. Bring in my card base. Make sure the fold is on the left. Put this right here in the center. Okay. And take the paper backings off of this one. And this is just going to go along the bottom here. Yeah, in the center. And I still want to see some of that embossing there. I think it looks kind of neat right around that greeting. And that's pretty good. So I'll go ahead and push it down all the way. And then I wanted to use a piece of that natural wavy trim. So I'm going to use a 4-inch piece here. I'm just going to tie it into a single knot, like so. Okay. I'm going to grab a glue dot, put the knot right on top of a glue dot, squeeze it really good so that way the glue dot takes hold of the trim. And I'm going to put it down here in the bottom right corner of my label and kind of play with it. I kind of like it having a little bit of a V going down. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my scissors because I don't want it hanging over the edge. Kind of cut that at an angle. And this one. There we go. And let's go ahead and grab the inside of the card that was stamped earlier. Put some adhesive on it. I'll make sure I get it in the corners here. There we go. And then I'm going to put this right in the center of my card on the inside. So that's all ready to go. I really like that look a lot. Now we've got to put the bling on. So I'm bringing in my Brush Metallic Adhesive-Backed dots. This is part of what you get in Club, the full pack that is. This time I'm going to use the bronze ones. So we've got gold, copper, and bronze. And on the card that I'm not making an alternative for in the Club, they'll be using the copper. So they're going to be using every color. So I'm going to grab a big bronze one. I'm going to put it right about here. And then 2 small ones. Oop, there's a little one I started to pick up a little bit. There we go. I think I like it about right here. I'm going to kind of go around this image right here. And then one right here. Okay, that is my last alternative. Let me get some stuff out of the way so you can really see that card. Okay, so that's the last alternative card for my July Card Club. Now, if you're interested in joining my card club, just click on that card club link below in the video description, and there you'll find the link to subscribe, and there will also be a link to if you want to add on either the Earthen Texture stamp set or the bundle. If you don't want to add on anything, don't worry about that. You don't fill it out or anything. Just fill it out if you want it, and then I'll send you a PayPal invoice to pay the extra for the add-on. Hope you enjoyed the card, and if you were watching this after July 15th, you can still click on that, get all the information, and you can subscribe, and I will be updating that page closer to the end of July when a new club comes out. And if you're watching this at the beginning of a month, click on that and you'll see what I'm offering currently. So I hope you enjoyed today's card. And if you'd like to stamp along with me again, please click on that subscription button below. And then when the bell icon pops up, click on all. That way YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video and you won't miss anything. Now, if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. And I would be happy to mail your first catalog out to you. This is the annual catalog that's going on right now. It's the May to April one, so you still got at least 10 months of this catalog left. It's a really good catalog. It's got tons of stuff in it, and everything I use today comes from this catalog. So just click on that contact me link below and give me your mailing address, and I'll send your first catalog out to you for free. Okay, let me show you the card one more time. Thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate you supporting my channel. And if you want to comment below, I'd love to hear from you. I love interacting with everybody. If you have any questions, also comment below too, and I'll get back with you and answer your questions, because I do keep up with the comments, even if this is an old video. So make sure to comment, and if you like the video, please like it too. Okay, I will see you again in the next video, and I hope you have a great day, guys. Bye.